Today we're going to be talking about how to increase your willpower. How's it going, guys? drtankpharmd here, board certified practicing medicine specialist and personal health coach, helping action takers like you take back control of their lives and emotional health with the proper tools. And although I am a practicing medicine specialist, I'm not your specialist. So if you have any questions regarding your condition, please see your doctor. Don't forget to click like and subscribe for our weekly videos. Let's get into it. I love potato chips. Those huge bags may as well be single servings, because once they're open, they're not going to stay around long. I've often wondered if I could resist them. But who am I kidding? They're delicious. I open a bag and I think to myself, maybe I could resist it. Maybe I could just have a couple of chips here and there, put it away, and it'll last me a while. Unfortunately, after a day or two, I'm left with a bag full of crumbs. I sit in disappointment at myself, thinking, why couldn't I have the willpower to resist it? What is willpower? According to Oxford Dictionary, willpower is control exerted to do something or restrain impulses. Many of us are looking to increase our willpower. We know there are things that we do in our lives that aren't good for us, but we continue doing them anyways. We get sucked into these unstoppable actions. And when we do it, we end up sitting alone in our guilt and disappointment. We look to change our actions, and the only way we see possible to do this is to increase our willpower, like Odysseus sailing past the sirens. He wants to withstand their temptation. But what if I said there was an easier way that wasn't so torturous? In James Clear's book Atomic Habits, he says that there are 3 concentric layers of change that we can make. These layers are outcome-based change, process-based change, and identity-based change. The first layer of change is outcome-based layer of change. This is based on the what. People look at their results and see if they've accomplished it or not. And this makes sense because the outcome is the most noticeable and obvious. So people only see their outcome and see if they've accomplished it or not. Although it's great to want to make change, outcome-based change doesn't allow for long-lasting change. This is because it doesn't allow for deeper change. It's only focused on the end result. It's like driving to a location without checking your fuel. There's no guarantee you're going to end up at that location. And you're not going to know until you get there at the end. You're going to see if your outcome has been reached or not. If I was only thinking outcome-based and I wanted to change my snacking habits, I would think to myself, I don't want to eat chips. And even though I have chips and I'm going to check on it periodically, it's going to be success or failure for me based on what my willpower is at the moment. The second layer of change is the process layer of change. This focuses on the how. It takes a deeper examination of how you operate on the world. And because there's a deeper examination, it allows for more sustainability. You would have to examine how your habits operate and how you function on a daily basis. To use our driving analogy from before, if you weren't checking your fuel levels at the beginning or during your trip, it's going to be a risk to see if you get to your destination, if you have enough fuel or not. But if you change your process, you could change how you operate while you drive. You could check your fuel periodically, put in a system for you to check. You could also see if there are fuel stops along the way, and if you can make it to those destinations. This change in process allows less of a risk to see if you reach your destination. So when we're looking at our willpower, we notice that we do the same actions over and over. This is a habit that we've developed over the years. And this habit makes it very hard for us to fight with our willpower. These unwanted outcomes of ours are our fault because we've instilled that habit in ourselves. So in order to change our habits, we have to disrupt them. But first, we have to figure out what's involved in habits. Every habit has 4 things that are absolutely required in order for them to build. They have to be obvious, so we have to see them at a certain time or location. They have to be attractive. They have to make us want to do it so it feels better and it makes us look better. They have to be easy. It has to be easy enough that we want to do it without arguing, without fighting. And they have to be satisfying. We have to feel good doing it. Any disruption of one of these four is going to make it a lot easier for us to break the habit. The final and most central layer of change is the identity process change. Our identity is central to how we operate and view in the world. If you see yourself in a new identity, you could see long-lasting change. However, that change in identity is very difficult. It is the most difficult thing to do. And because of that, not many people will be willing to do it. I can't see myself as a junk food eater and hope to give it up with only willpower because it doesn't align with my identity. So when we fail to meet our goals because of a loss of willpower, it's usually accompanied with negative self-talk. And the negative self-talk is usually accompanied with negative self-talk about our identity. For example, it's bad if I were to say, I shouldn't have eaten those chips. It gets worse when I get into the negative self-talk about identity. Saying things like, I'm such a fat ass, I'm never gonna lose weight like this. That's why identity is such a strong influencer on us. Dr. Helmstetter, author of What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, says that there are a few things that you could do when you're trying to find your new identity. One of which is to state your identity in the present. You don't want to say who you were before, but you want to talk about who you are in the present moment. Who you are as a person and what decisions you're going to make from now on. The second thing he says to do is to be specific. As someone with a different identity, you have new things you do and new things you believe. If you state those things very clearly, you're going to have a better picture of who you are and what you do. The third thing he says is to make it practical. You can't always expect your willpower to be strong. So you have to have backup plans for what happens when you do fail. You have to make sure it doesn't happen again. But you also can't beat yourself up for it. So if I identify myself as a healthy eater, I'll make sure that I only eat fruits and vegetables as snacks. I'll buy only baked snacks so that I don't consume as much calories. I know my habit is to check for snacks in the cabinet. So I'll remove the potato chips to make it easier and disrupt my habit. I'll buy a variety of snacks so that I won't get bored, and that'll be my backup plan. In addition to the change in the outcome, the disruption of the process by changing the habit and my new identity can increase my results greatly. So do I see myself as a healthy eater? Hell no! I love potato chips. I'm never giving them up. But what I am doing is disrupting the process by not buying it as often, so that I don't binge on it. Now, as far as your goals, there's an old Confucius saying that says, the man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct. So what identity do you align yourself with? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're struggling with your emotions, when you get angry and feel like your emotions take over, they blind you, make you deaf, and you feel like you don't know what you're doing because you can't think clearly, check out the tools of the Emotional RX program. These are the best tools to help you control your emotions in the moment, because you don't want to wait just a second, because you might react and might take action that you could possibly regret for the rest of your life. For more information, check out the link below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and until next time, guys, be healthy.